Hi friends, in this session we're going to discuss about the managerial round. So this is going to be the third round. Mostly it will follow as soon as the technical round of discussion is complete. So if you are invited to this round, then remember there is a positive signal from the technical round. The managerial round is crucial to get a final decision in the selection process. The discussion will start with an introduction. It is important that mostly HR will also be part of the discussion. So when it comes to interview, in general, the interviewers will introduce themselves first and then they will ask to introduce about you. I find this general pattern in German interviews and I find it really helpful in easing the candidate's tension a bit because they start the introduction first and they start talking about the company, about themselves and why they are recruiting. So in general, even if you're in a technical round and you have already returned to this kind of introduction, still they go ahead and introduce it whenever there is a new round of discussion that is happening. So that's a formal way of approaching in German interviews. They introduce themselves first and then they ask the candidate to introduce himself. So once the introduction round is complete, then further discussion will kickstart. So the common questions that you might face in managerial round are as follows. Remember, any of these questions can come in any order. The first one is, what is your notice period? So by asking this, the interviewer is trying to get to know the potential joining period if you're selected. So they are actually looking at how long does it take for you to get into the company or accept this offer and start joining the project. So they are making calculations behind about what are their project deadlines and what is the advantage if they recruit you. Basically, if you have shorter notice period, then definitely their project will have an advantage of the candidate who is joining as soon as possible. Then the second one is, why are you thinking to relocate to Germany? So this is an important question and we have discussed about this in the previous session as well. Mostly this question can also be coming in the first round, but in the managerial round it is about the broader discussion about this topic. So it is important that you show the long-term perspective and have a genuine interest in relocating to Germany. So next question is, what are your salary expectations? This question is one of those important questions for this round. So do your homework before coming to the interview and have a good understanding about what salary you want to ask. So have a good calculation about what is the cost of living in a particular city where you're going to work. And remember, the salary is going to vary from city to city and based on your job profile as well. So make your calculations right, and at least you don't have to be in a precise level, but understand about the company and its ability to pay. And it is also important that in which city you are going to live and what are the cost of livings in that city is going to make a lot of difference in the savings you're going to make in future. So next question, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? There is an important reason to ask this question, that is to understand what are your future plans. If you're an engineer or a software developer, then try to have a good understanding of the field and be clear if you want to stay in the technical stream or have any ideas of entering into the management stream. So the interviewers are actually trying to understand your career goals and they will gauge if the company will be able to cater to support you in that career goals or not. So my recommendation is, if you're a technical person, I recommend to give some career goals towards growing on the technical side. With my experience, I can tell you, if you have applied for a technical role and if you mention that I want to be a manager in next 3 years, this might surprise the interviewer. So be calculated with your answers. So next question, what kind of challenges you faced in your previous job? The answer for this question gives them an opportunity to know your experience in the previous role. It is important to mention the challenges you faced in the company or project, and it is also important to mention that how your team and you have strategized to overcome those challenges to turn the tide. So it is important to explain about those experiences and the processes you have followed and the kind of decisions you had to meet to overcome those challenges are going to give a positive outlook about your experience. The next question, why are you leaving your current organization? This question is focused on understanding the primary motive for coming out of the current company. If you're living outside Germany and want to move to Germany, then mention that you want to migrate and make a career in Germany for better prospects. You just don't have to talk about that bad boss. So I hope you have gained some insights into the interview process. See you in the next section, and until then, bye for now. Thank you.